Okay, so 2 center faces are done, and now it's time to work on our next set of opposite 2's. So, since I see I already have a row of 3 black done, I'm going to do black. And then later, after that, we'll work on the opposite face, which is yellow. So now here's where it gets to be a little tricky, because now you have 2 faces that you cannot ruin, because you've already built them. So, what we're going to do is use only these 4 faces to build our sets of 3. And again, we can do as many outer layer moves as we want, because that will not ruin the centers that we've already done. So here we already have 1 row of 3 done on the black. Here's another row, a potential row of 3 that we have, already 2 of them done. So I'll look for the other black corner, and here it is. So we need it to be here, so I'm going to turn the outer layer to move it into position so I can connect it. Good, so now here we have a row of 3 and we want it to go here. So I'll turn the outer layer to get it into position and connect. There we go. So now we have that H pattern that we've seen before, and now the goal is to get one here next to this one across the center. So where is it? There it is. So we move it into position so that now here's where the hard part comes in. If we bring this over to connect here, that's obviously going to do something to the black that we've already built. So watch what happens. We bring it over to connect, so now we have these 2 like that, like we want. But now the blacks are under here. So instead, we're going to turn these out of the way. So now we have this row free, so we can connect the blacks back to where they're supposed to be up here. See? Good, and so now these 2 are where they need to be against each other. And we'll do the same to bring them up as we did with blue and green, which is turn the top so that the 2 empty spaces are perpendicular to the 2 blacks. Bring them up. Turn the top sideways to line the empty space up, and connect back. Good, so now there's black. We have 3 spaces done, and 3 centers, sorry, and we will flip over to work on yellow. Okay, oh look, so here we have 1 row of 3 already done. It's not on the yellow face though, we need to bring it here. So, we'll bring it up. That screwed up one of the black rows, as you can see. So there's the black that we need to bring back somehow. So what we'll do is we'll take these 3 yellows, use an outer layer move to spin them to the other side of the face, so that this side is empty, so that we can connect the blacks back to where they're supposed to be without screwing up the yellow that we just did. Good, so now, this is one of the trickier moves that we've done so far. We need to build a row of 3, right? Just like we've been doing. We have 2 sets of 2, right? To get one here, the only one to get here is this one. If we're going to work with these two, to put one here, the only one to work with is this one. So how do we do that? This is where it gets to be a little intuitive, a little tricky. It's not a set move, but like there's no algorithm I can give you for it. I'm sure there is. But it's a lot easier if you think about it in terms of the separate steps. So what I'm going to do first is let's say I want to work with these 2 and put one here. So this one needs to eventually get over here. What I'm going to first do is get this off of this face totally. So the only other empty face we have to work with is this one, which we haven't started to build anything on yet, because these 2 are done, black is done, and we're starting to work with this one. So the only other empty space to work with is on this face. So what I'll do is I will bring it over the top twice to get it onto that face, and then I want to move it out of the way a little bit by an outer layer turn so I can connect the blacks back to where they're supposed to be. And you'll understand why this needs to be on a separate face just right now. Because now it's not here anymore. So what we're going to do is take this and now bring it back over the top to put it on this face again where it needs to be. So here it is, and we can bring it over twice to bring it right here. And we connect, and we have a row of 3. So Now that ruined the black and the yellow that we had already had done. So again, we're going to take the row of 3 that we just built, use an outer layer move to move it out of the way so that we can fix the faces that we've already built. Good. So now we have row of 3 yellow, our black is still done, and we have another row of 3 yellow that we've already done earlier. So we're going to not put it up in the empty space, if you recall. We're going to put it up in the space to replace the yellow. So we'll put it up. That does something to the blacks that we've already done. So we're going to spin this around to the opposite side by using an outer layer move, and then bring it back. There we go, and then we have that H pattern, and it's time to work with those last 2 yellows. So here's one, and the other one is over here. So I'm going to connect it, spin it around to that side so that we can bring it over across the center from this one. Good. That ruined the yellow and the black that were here and here. So turn the outer layer to move these 2 out of the way of this row so that we can fix those rows of black and yellow. Good. And now take these 2 up here. You know the drill. We're going to turn them perpendicular to the way that these 2 are, so we can put them up. Turn the empty space, the empty line, parallel to this one so we can fix it back. And those are the second 2 sets of centers. Right, so now all we have left is red and orange.